Good morning, my dear friends. You're not going to believe where I am. I'm back in the exact location where we landed after 2 months of rowing across the North Atlantic Ocean this summer, and it's brought back some pretty surreal and visceral memories. I thought, what better opportunity than right now to tell you about my biggest reflections after 6 months back on land. I can't believe it's 6 months since we finished. And I've learned 3 pretty important things in that time, which are applicable for the rest of my life and also for your life too. Let's bring these memories back and let's talk about what those 3 things are. These are the exact steps that we first docked up on, or moored up on, at 2:46 a.m. on that cold summer's night, and could barely walk, obviously, as we made our way up here just outside the harbour master's office. You can see it behind me. So yeah, we landed at 2:46 a.m. and then we're so hungry, and that continued to be the theme for weeks to come, smashing 6,000 calories a day every single day since coming back. But we came back here into the harbour master's office, had a full roast chicken and pretty much ate everything that we could get our hands on, and had 2 hours sleep before making our way down this pier and into the Isles of Scilly. And the first thing I wanted to talk to you about is essentially how quickly the human body will adapt, both to good things and to bad things. Obviously, bad things in this case being adapt to being stuck in the middle of the ocean for months on end, and then good things being back on land again and adapting to the comforts that we now all take for granted every single day. Whenever people obviously bring up the row to me, they're like, wow, you're so strong, it's incredible that you've were able to deal with that amount of suffering. And while that is true, the relative amount of suffering compared to on land is great, you have to do it once you're in the moment, and your body is evolutionarily adapted to overcoming anything that you put in front of it. And when you're stuck in a position where you know it's do or die, you either adapt and you get on with it, or you give up. You're going to find a way. And so you get used to very quickly sleeping for only 5 hours a day, rowing for 12 hours a day, being stuck on a tiny boat, barely washing, lots of exercise, seasickness, claustrophobia. All of these things sound horrific, but when you're in the moment, it's so amazing how quickly your body can adapt to it, and it becomes second nature. And in the same way, one of the best moments of my life was returning to land here on that morning, and then essentially doing everything for the first time. Whether it was, you don't appreciate how good it feels to sit on a toilet, to eat fresh food, to talk to new faces and see new people again after 2 months of only seeing the same people. Every single thing we did was a dopamine hit, and it felt incredible. For some things lasted longer than others. Even that first 2 hour sleep on the harbour master's office felt incredible, and then over time you just get used to it again. So you get used to sitting on a toilet, you get used to a warm shower, you get used to fresh food. And while it feels amazing for that initial period, whether it's a couple of days or a couple of weeks or even a couple of months, that steady state creeps back in and you start taking things for granted again. And you can use that information in 2 ways. If you have to do something really difficult, don't underestimate your ability to adapt to it. Do the hard thing, keep doing the hard thing, and you'll be amazed at what your body can overcome when you force it to do difficult things. And the other side of that coin is when you're sat in a comfortable life and you've got nice friendships, relationships, family, you've got a good job, you're healthy, all of those things, don't take them for granted, because yes, they feel normal on a daily basis because they've been the same for weeks on end or years on end, but think, it's very difficult to feel grateful unless you look at everything that you've got and think, how would I feel if those things were stripped away from me? And it's a very powerful exercise to think that. It's not a nice one, but it's powerful to think, all of these things that are great about my life, how would I feel if they were stripped away? And that allows you to not take them for granted while you still have them. Now, I'm on the Scilly Isles because I'm going to try and find some whales. I'm here for just a quick weekend break, and that's what I'm going to go and do right now. Get out on a boat, try and find some whales, and then when I get back, I'll let you know if I was successful, and also I'll tell you the 2 other things, and we'll retrace our first steps here on the island. What is going on with this weather? You would not believe that it is the 4th of February, would you, in the UK? Unbelievable. We've had sun the entire time. 3rd day on this island now. No whales, unfortunately, this afternoon. Out looking for humpbacks and fin whales, both of which pursuits were unsuccessful. However, we did see seals, more seals than I've ever seen in my life before. I think more than 100 there. And a few dolphins, a few common dolphins came over to say hello. Always a pleasure. And now I'm going on a little walk to tell you the 2 remaining reflections from 2 months at sea after being back on land for 6 months. And also going to try and find some more whales now, but by looking from a headland. Apparently There's a good spot over here where they breach sometimes. You can see some blowholes. First and foremost, I'm going to talk about running your own race. As soon as I came back from the sea, from the ocean, everyone was asking, what's next, Adam? What's the next adventure? Is this the last big thing? You're going to do something else? You need to do another adventure. And then all of a sudden it's so easy to get tied up in what other people's perception of you is and what they think you should be doing, as opposed to worrying about what you actually want to be doing. I had my own priorities when I got back, and I obviously needed to focus on that. I can't go straight into doing another adventure after absolutely killing myself off on the ocean. So came back, focused on business. That's exactly what I needed to do to set myself up. So the coaching business is going fantastically well now and will continue to do so. And that's why I've been a bit quiet on here, making videos. Even though I love doing it and I love documenting adventures, obviously you've got to do one thing at a time. So there will be more big adventures coming soon. The next one's actually going to be in Ireland, coming up in a couple of weeks' time. But yeah, getting progressively harder again and doing some more crazy stuff. But the lesson learned is run your own race. Don't live for anyone else or anyone else's idea of you and expectations of you and what they think you should be doing. Ask yourself what you actually want to be doing, and then live in line with that. And now the third lesson, which I am incredibly grateful for, is the fact that after doing something so difficult, it is far easier to be stoic in the face of adversity. When life is giving you its inevitable ups and downs, pros and cons, nice moments and difficult moments, when you've sat in the suck for so long and you're not in a good place, that thing does carry with you for longer the ability to say, you know what, life's not great right now, but I know I'm going to pull out the other side. I know things are going to get easier, things are going to get better, and I'm just going to sit in it and do what I need to do in the meantime. And that is probably one of the most powerful lessons and skills that anyone can acquire. So I'm ever grateful for that. It is obviously a perishable trait, in the same way as I mentioned at the start. Your body adapts and your mind adapts to its environment very quickly. When you get back on land and you start doing loads of easy things and not doing difficult things, your body's ability to deal with difficult things will get worse. However, we're 6 months on now. Obviously I still do a lot of difficult things on a daily basis, but when you stack that proof and that evidence over the years that you can overcome difficult times and good times are going to be around the corner again, it does make it much easier when they do come around. So that'll be my advice to you, is head first into difficult things, because it does pay dividends when unforeseen difficult things eventually and inevitably present themselves. That's all my wisdom. I've run out of wisdom. 3 things that hopefully you resonate with. If not, I'm sorry. I'll do better next time. The Ireland trip is going to be fun. We're heading to the southwest coast of Ireland on a motorbike. I'm rarely happier than when I'm on a motorbike. The wind in my sails, so I'm very excited for that. Hope you're having a great start to 2026 so far. And thank you very much for being here. Whether this is your first video, you've been following for a while, you watched the Atlantic crossing, you're interested in seeing what's coming next, I appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next adventure.
Oh, you want me to say that?
You have to.
Oh, I have to. Like and subscribe.
No, say it with conviction and look at
Please like and subscribe. Adam Radcliffe at YouTube,
.com.
Instagram, Facebook.